Hi Aquarius, this is going to be a general message for Aquarius Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. We'll look at your current energy, anyone in your energy, their intentions, outcome, all that good stuff. So I hope you guys are doing well, and let's see what's in store. Can you please show me the current energy for this Aquarius collective tuning in today? Seven of Wands. Feisty. Uh-oh. Two more, please. Two more, please. Six of Coins. One more. Got two. Nine of Coins. Two of Swords. All right, Aquarius, it looks like you're in a place where you're trying to hold down yourself. Page of Swords, the Fool, Four of Swords, and Justice on the bottom. So I have the Seven of Wands to the Six of Coins. The Six of Coins does talk about other people, but I feel like in this context, it's more about doing what's best for yourself. I think you're taking a position where whatever this dynamic is, whether it's relationship, workplace related, career related, family, I think that you are that you're doing what's best for yourself, basically. Because we also have Nine of Pentacles here. Nine of Pentacles is Venus and Virgo, so this just talks about you know, pampering yourself, putting your, especially when it comes to not necessarily material, like, but just however you're investing your energy, investing your time, investing your free will, basically. You're doing that to benefit yourself, but it seems that, I don't want to say this is coming from a place of like your circumstances are forcing you to, but there does seem to be maybe outside pressure or something that is influencing this dynamic to cause you to do so. And you might be a bit like, I think you're just at a place where you're doing what's best for yourself, and you're really standing on that with this Two of Swords here. But we'll get some clarifiers and look more into it. All right. Tell me about the Seven of Wands, please. Justice, yeah. Libra energy. Six of Coins. Ace of Wands. How about the Nine of Coins? Have two. Eight of Cups and the Magician. We'll get one more for this. Two of Swords. Why is the Two of Swords here? Hangman. Bottom of the deck, we have Three of Swords, High Priestess, and Five of Cups. So you kind of maybe went through something that was emotionally disappointing or really heartbreaking, to say the least, in the recent past. However, I think I think you're like in maybe a recovery phase, but you're handling whatever turmoil or deceitfulness or just whatever that Three of Swords moment was for you. I think you're handling it with a lot of grace and a lot of charm. I think you're standing firm in your beliefs and in your boundaries, and you're sort of beginning to see the fruits of your labor, and you know, beginning to maybe receive just new, like, fresh energy or inspiration or charisma surrounding that. I see you also, like, yeah, I think you're walking away from something that was maybe emotionally draining, or um, maybe walking away from a toxic work environment, or cutting off, you know, family or friends. It's going to be different for everyone, obviously. But I also see you not being stagnant in this Three of Swords energy, but like doing something about it. You know, some people, after they go through something heartbreaking or a hard time, a lot of people will tend to stay in that energy and, you know, pity themselves or kind of just stay down in the dumps. But I don't see you doing that here. I do think this is taking a bit of, this is obviously maybe like uncharted waters, or maybe a bit it can be a bit confusing at times, because I don't think you necessarily have a set clear direction of where you're trying to go or what you're trying to do. However, I think that you are in this place of, I know myself, I know I have potential to do X, Y, and Z. Maybe I don't have everything that you have just what you need in this moment to propel you forward. So I think taking the next steps, or really putting your words into action or thoughts, you know, seeing like the 3D physical manifestation of what you're currently feeling internally, I think is maybe where you're a bit struggling a bit at, or a bit confused at. However, I do have a like a very, you do seem to be very balanced regardless, because Two of Swords is Moon in Libra. We have Justice, which is the Libra. We have the Magician, represents Mercury. Sorry, it does represent Mercury, but it's Gemini and Virgo. Hangman, obviously Pisces. So you could be dealing with a Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, Libra. Sign doesn't really matter, but yeah. So let's look at the person currently in your energy at this time. Maybe help contextualize this a bit. Can you tell me about the person Aquarius is currently dealing with? The Devil. The Devil. A few more. The Death. The Strength. 3 majors. Bottom of the deck we have Hierophant, 7 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands. I think this is the person that only looks out for themselves. Whatever situation that you were dealing with obviously has been a catalyst for this change. I think this person is really obsessed with power dynamics, or really, it looks like you were in a situation or dealing with a person or a work environment. This could be a family member, friend, but it seems like they're very influenced by control, maybe controlling the narrative, the story, only showing people what they, deceptive basically, not giving people the full story because they want to maintain a certain narrative or a certain story or a certain image about themselves. Here, I mean, Devil to the Death, it's like chaos. And the Strength here, it lets me know that they may bait you in and try to get a reaction out of you, or try to get something out of you, because they want to have this sort of hold over you. This person could also be a Capricorn, Scorpio, or a Leo, or have these placements. Let's get a bit more on them, and then we'll see. Tell me about the Devil, please, for the person Aquarius is dealing with. The Page of Wands. not gonna take this. Okay. Tell me about the death. 4 points. Like I said, control. And tell me about the strength, please. The lovers. Gemini. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Gemini. Bottom of the deck again, we have 6 of Wands, 7 of Coins in the Hierophant. I think this person is really obsessed with image, or say this is a friend, right? They may do something behind closed doors that really upsets you, and you may want to, I think there was or is some sort of mutual connection, or you may have love for this person, or this person, I think you may have really cared about this person, or, you know, even if people hurt us really badly, if the connection, you always remember how the connection began, and when connections begin in a genuine mutual place, I think a part of us always remembers that person, and we try to, you know, see the good and bad or toxic people. But nonetheless, say this was a friend and they were doing something to you behind closed doors, and you express to them, I don't like that. They continue doing it. Sorry, there's a car going by. They continue doing it, and you're now in this energy of like, okay, well, I'm just gonna focus on myself. You know, I don't care about that. And then so, say another friend is like, you guys go your separate ways, and then people that know you may ask, oh, this other person, they may ask, you know, why aren't you guys friends anymore? And they say, oh, well, you know, she was just too difficult, or she didn't want to, they were a challenge. They didn't want to, you know, make compromises. So controlling the narrative in that sense, where painting a picture in their heads, lacking accountability and sort of crossing boundaries without doing like proper self-reflection. But yeah, I think this person, I mean, just the cards alone, like I just feel like they're a bit much. I do think you guys began, or there was some sort of, you know, love for each other, connection, or synastry, however you want to put it. But I think this person is, I don't want to say necessarily stuck in their ways. This seems to be more so about power dynamics and who can get the last laugh, who can come up with the most crazy idea to hurt each other. But you seem to be very uninterested, which is why I like this. So I think this person, if anything, was dragging you down, and you seem to be in this energy. Okay, I'm done playing games with other people. I'm done letting toxic people sort of influence me. I think maybe even though you're not necessarily sure what you're gonna do about it, or how life looks without this person or this job, or et cetera, et cetera. I think you're still, regardless, you're packing your bags and you're going. Okay. Let's look at this person's intentions. What is this person's intentions towards Aquarius? 10 of Wands. Ten of Swords, Jesus. Come on. 7 of Coins, the Tower, the Moon, and the 8 of Coins at the bottom. I think this person like wants to beat you to the punch. Like, if they know you're about to like end the relationship or end the friendship, they're like, oh, how can I do it? How can I do it? And how can I do it in the most painful, crazy, like they want to like literally like dump all their baggage on you. Like imagine like imagine like a guy comes into your house, say you live together, and they're like, you're like, okay, you need to move out, you need to go. Before they move out, they're gonna like destroy your house, throw stuff everywhere. It's like one of that type of things. It's like it's coming from a very calculated place with the 7 of Coins here. It's like, how can I make Aquarius feel how I feel, in the sense that when people need to constantly have control of a situation, or are really caught up in what they want, it's coming from it's an internal thing that they're battling, obviously, where there's something lacking within inside themselves, and in turn that gets projected onto other people. So I think their intentions for you is to project all of their BS on you. I think they don't have a problem with, ending this relationship or work relationship or etc. But they're like, okay, if we're gonna go out, we're gonna go out with a bang. So I would just be aware. Maybe this is a warning. Maybe you're seeing this before it happens. So I would just be aware, Aquarius, of just look twice over your shoulder. Make sure your door is locked at night. I don't want to scare anyone, but like it's just that type of thing. It just seemed like a lot of projection, a lot of. I don't like. I don't like whatever you're dealing with. It's nasty. All right. Let's see the outcome for my Aquarius collective, please. Move this over here. What is the outcome for my Aquarius? 8 of Coins. The 10 of Coins. And the Temperance. Love. 5 of Swords, 3 of Swords, and Knight of Swords. A King of Swords at the bottom, excuse me. I see you being fine. I see you honestly walking away unscathed. I think the more this person like tries to get in your head or get under your skin or do things to deter you from your path, your destiny, it's only gonna rehabilitate them in the end. And you're because you're already in this energy of like, baby, I'm doing me, like I'm at peace. You have peace in some respect. Maybe it doesn't seem like it, or you don't necessarily think that your reality sort of matches up to the way you feel about yourself, but trust me, like you are in a good place because you have your head on straight in the end. And so I think you will continue to keep your head down and work to your happiness, work to financial stability or family, whatever this 10 of Pentacles looks like for you, and continue to fill your own cup. And very balanced, very optimistic. I think you are a light, Aquarius. So just remember that, like, when people project, it's them. When people project onto you, it's really them just saying how they feel about themselves, because they don't want to do the shadow work or do the work to admit that, they're an effed up person or they're a bad person. So keep doing what you're doing, Aquarius. I honestly think you're doing really good. Don't get distracted in nonsense. Don't let people influence you into making bad decisions. Don't let people get a reaction out of you. Again, it doesn't seem all clear right now. Everything may not seem like concrete or set in stone, but just remember that, like, you're on your own path at the end of the day, and you have all the tools that you need at this time, whether you think so or not. Excuse me. Let's get 3 cards of advice. I'll let you guys go. Any advice from my Aquarius collective? I feel like you don't even need it. Page of Pentacles. 2 more. Eight of Wands. King of Cups. King of Pentacles, Tower, 4 of Swords. Before I get into the advice, I just want to say I've seen the Tower didn't come out, but I've seen it a couple times in this reading. So I feel like maybe this is like a warning for those who are watching this at this time. So just be aware that this person may try to sabotage you, or I don't like to fearmonger, be one of those people, those type of readers, but just be aware. Okay, advice for Aquarius. Page of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, King of Cups. kill them with kindness. Kill them with kindness. When people like are just being nasty to you, just smile in their face. Just be the example that you want to see. You know, lead. Keep your head up high. Lead with this. I don't want to say be grandiose or braggadocious, you know, or like so egotistical, but just when people are trying to influence your energy in a negative way, transmute that into positivity, transmute that into self-love, transmute the energy. Um, and just the more you work, the more you invest in yourself, the more fulfilled you're gonna be within yourself and your circumstances. The King of Cups is about leadership. It's about empathy. It's about being the example of what love and compassion should look like. The King of Cups is not necessarily the King of Cups doesn't necessarily always indicate taking action or, you know, outwardly expressing that love, because it's a more controlled deacon or card. However, it does show someone who is crossing their T's, dotting their I's, and has their ducks in a row. So I just move forward and don't let anyone try to dim your light, and keep faith, but also just keep a good heart. It can be hard sometimes when people are really nasty and go out of their way to make you feel lesser than, or make you feel bad, or triangulate you, manipulate you. It can be very easy to fall into the patterns of these people, but the advice is saying do the complete opposite. They go high. Sorry, when they go low, you go high. We'll get a few Moonology Oracle, and then I'll let you guys go. All right. Let's see. The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. Expect powerful change. New moon eclipse. One more shuffle. Believe in the impossible. This came out in the last reading as well. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. And I think you may be in this period of transition, or just a period of, I don't want to say isolation, but independence and standing firm on what you believe. And so I think the more that you work in this energy of just doing what's best for yourself, believing in yourself, standing firm on your boundaries, not letting people distract you from that, I think that you'll really see like your manifestations come to life. And I love that for you. So haters gonna hate. But you're an Aquarius. I mean, you can do anything. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped. If it resonated, please let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.